everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do the Gemini May Tarotscope. I know I'm a little bit late on this, and I apologize, but it's still good for the month of May, right? Alright, keep in mind, these are general readings. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, you can check your moon, rising, and Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. All of that information is found in the description box. Or if you're watching this on TikTok, in my bio on my Instagram page. The Instagram. Okay. So, Gemini, we are going to see what's going on with your energy, what messages your guides have for you, and what to expect for the month of May. There's this saying that there's nothing to fear in the silence or in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. Anytime you're faced with moments of quiet, of stillness, don't fill that space with your fears and your worries. You need to recognize that that is the space that you create in. And if you focus on what you would like to create in those moments of stillness, or just even connecting with yourself, you're empowering yourself. And what you're focusing on is what you're going to create and manifest very quickly. I feel like you keep recycling the same experiences over and over again. And it's because you have a creative block. It's because you're not in the mode of creation, you're in the mode of survival. And so every time this cycle presents itself again, you get into battle mode, you get into survival mode, and you're ready to fight this off, or trying to fight this cycle off. But battling it is creating more of a battle. This is your time to find the creativity and ask yourself what you want to create with this. When life gives you lemon, what is that? When life gives you... I will learn how to talk one day. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Yeah, and it's like because you keep, it's like you're recycling the same experiences, and it's making you bitter, it's making you angry, it's making you battle ready. You feel like people don't take responsibility for their actions. You feel like you put in all the work and other people don't. It's the same thing over and over again, but you're recycling the same experiences because you're not properly releasing the experience that doesn't work. Like, you keep manifesting toxic relationships, but when you're in that moment of stillness, instead of focusing on the type of relationship that you would like to have and like to manifest, you keep replaying the same stories of those same toxic relationships over and over again. And the way you have to kind of look at it is like, anytime there's a moment where there's nothing going on in your life, where things are quiet, where nothing's moving, it's almost like the universe is giving you a blank page to write down what you want to see, moving forward. And whatever you're thinking, whatever you're focusing on, that's the chapter that you're writing. So the reason that you keep getting the same chapters over and over and over again is because you keep replaying the same story, the same negative scenarios. And there's also this message of a need to take the right kind of accountability. It's like, take your power back, take control of your life, in the sense that you are creating this. And so if you keep replaying the same stories in your head, then you're sitting more in that victim mind space. See if we can get more clarity on this message. I know a lot of my readings, I feel like, seem to be like you, like you're doing this and you're doing this. And I know that probably triggers a lot of people, because it used to trigger the fuck out of me. But because it's like you feel like these messages are saying like you're the problem and you need to fix yourself. And it's not meant to be presented in that way. But what I've learned in a very strong way is that we really are the creators of our life. And every time we put it out to, somebody else or the universe or something outside of our control, we're giving away our power. And so it's not to say that we're doing something wrong and we constantly need to keep fixing ourselves. But every change that you want to see externally, you have to change it within you first. Your energy is attracting that to you. Your energy is creating that. And so if you don't like what you're seeing, it does mean that there's a change that's needed within your internal energy with and again, it's not to say that everything is your fault. It's not to say it like that, but you create change quicker when you change the energy within you, and not in a toxic way, not in a way that you're constantly changing for somebody else, but changing for you. Changing directions, moving in a different way, the need to move in a different way. And the Bear card is about putting in the work. And again, it's not putting in the work that, it's not putting in like grueling work. It's like putting in the work towards what's going to give you fulfillment. Something has changed for you recently, and I feel like your guides want you to know this is redirecting you into a path that's going to provide more value. And you might not think that you're strong enough for this or you have what you need, but you're more than capable of doing this. The reason things seem confusing right now is because you're moving in a new direction, and you have to be mindful of what you're giving power to. Yeah, something has changed. You have left something behind. You've been redirected. You might feel that you've lost something. You might feel that somebody's running away from you, but you're being redirected into a space that's connected to your path, that's connected to your purpose. But something to keep in mind is you're in the middle of this shift right now. And so you haven't fully had time to process and release this loss or this change, and you haven't fully stepped into this new version of yourself. And so your energy is going to be kind of scattered in between two places. Okay, there's the ego part of you that is, because you're in new territory right now, there's the ego part of you that is going to be seeking comfort and seeking something to make you feel good. But it's very likely that what you're choosing for comfort right now is something that you're giving away your power to. If it's going to give you temporary satisfaction and not long-term benefit, it's not something that you need to. I feel like some of you are really needing to get out of this space of being a people pleaser. You're giving your power away too much in relationships with other people. And so it's really important to be mindful, especially right now, of what you're giving focus to and what you're giving energy to, because that's giving away your power. And if people pleasing is giving inauthentic energy, if you're doing things for the purpose of simply making other people happy, it's not really an authentic energy. You're not really giving your authentic self to people. And when you're in that space, you're not going to attract authentic relationships. People are going to expect for you to show up for them in their way, and you're never going to get fulfillment. And so anytime that we go through something, that we've left something behind or lost something or gone through a change, there's this level of discomfort. And so we automatically have a tendency to go back to the very things that hurt us. And that is likely your, I'm not saying that you're a people pleaser, but there is an energy of making other people's needs a priority over yours, or even like not wanting to assert yourself to people because you're not wanting to make people angry. Yeah, you're showing up as the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is like holding on very tightly to what little you feel you do have. Sorry. It's like holding on to a belief that is really serving no purpose, or holding on to something that is preventing you from receiving the very thing you're asking for. Yeah, Nine of Cups. It's like you feel like you're not getting what you want. You're not feeling emotionally fulfilled, but it's because of something that you are holding on to. And I kind of feel like in some aspect, whatever it is that you're holding on to is preventing you from remembering that you have free will. Yeah, it's like you have a choice in this, but you're convincing yourself that you don't have any other option. Or you're convincing yourself that you're limited. And so because of this, it's like you're wanting this ultimate fulfillment. You're wanting to be on your path. You're wanting to live in your purpose. You're wanting to live with passion. You're wanting to have these beautiful relationships, but because of this belief that you're holding on to, or this routine that you're holding on to, you're settling for this. You're settling for anything that gives a little inclination that it could, like, you're asking for the love of your life, and then when somebody walks by and winks at you, you're like, oh, that's it, that's the person. And you're settling for comfort. And comfort will give you satisfaction for a little bit, but it's not going to give you the fulfillment that you're looking for. The purpose is Two of Wands. You have a choice. Yeah, Judgment card. This is your choice. It's like the Lover's card is like choosing your path, choosing the angel on your shoulder or the devil on your shoulder. It's choosing to walk the spiritual path versus the ego path. It's choosing soul connections versus, basic relationships. And it's up to you to decide. And the way that you show, the way that you decide, like if you feel like I can't do anything, one of the things you can do is by letting go of the things that you don't want, or letting go of the things that you know are not what you're asking for. The challenge is the Hermit. It's like you're not looking deep enough within to ask yourself what it is that you want. You're not looking inward. Again, it's almost like you're not acknowledging that this is this is on you. Like this is your choice. You can have more. So what you have in front of you this month is the traditional connections, the traditional kind of comfort, the traditional happiness, the things that, have been consistent. I feel like there's an opportunity to connect, reconnect again, or stay connected to the same people. But it's not. It's going to start feeling heavier and heavier and heavier until you really become clear that this is not serving you anymore. Until you really become clear that this is not what I want, or that I'm settling for this, hoping it will grow into something. But that's not what the universe does. When you ask for something, the universe doesn't give you something that's only half of what you want. It's like you have to be there is a routine connection, or a routine of going about relationships that you keep stepping back into. And until you become clear on why, or really being willing to fully let go of that. And I feel like this month, it is going to start to become a burden to keep going in the same direction. But understand that you're the one that needs to cut this out. Does that make sense? Yeah, how much are you sacrificing in order for the hopes of love? How much do you believe that you need to give up in order to have a relationship? if it involves giving up your values, then it's not an authentic relationship. What you're not seeing is Ace of Cups. It's like you can have this big love that you're asking for. It's available, but what you're attaching to something that is not serving you, and it's like we tend to get into that space of like waiting for something to rescue us, and as long as you're holding on to something that is not meant for you, it will block this love from coming in. Again, you have the choice. You can choose the devil, which is going to lead you to another lesson, or you can choose to kind of move through the discomfort of change to allow that love to flow in. Also, there's this message, let go of saying what you think people want to hear and start speaking your truth. That's what's going to move things forward. Also, start asking more questions about future plans and future goals. Start asking more honest questions instead of just kind of asking a little bit. All right. Hope you guys have a great month.